In this video, we're comparing the DJI Mini 5 Pro against the new Lito X1, and the results, they're pretty shocking. So the Mini 5 Pro is the top of the pack in terms of mini drones. I would say it's the best mini drone that you can get out of every single option out there. But DJI have just released the new Lito series, and I did a full review on these two new drones. But especially the X1, I've been super impressed with both the camera quality, the performance, and the value for money that you get out of this drone. So I wanted to actually test what the X1 would be like against the more expensive, bigger brother, the Mini 5 Pro. And in this video, we're going to do a full comparison, going through the camera quality, the spec, the features, and you'll see that the results are pretty shocking because the value for money that you're getting in this X1 is outstanding. But first, if you do enjoy tech and drone content, please do me a favor, just hit that subscribe button. 16.8% of you guys watching these videos are subscribers, so welcome home again. However, what about the rest of you? So make sure you hit that subscribe button, it really does help out. If we can get it to 17% of viewers just from this video, that'd be fantastic. And if you enjoy any part of this comparison, just hit that like button, completely free, and it helps me out a lot. Let's get into this video. Now, before we get into the camera quality, I want to actually touch on the price. So to keep this at the forefront of your mind, the difference in price between the X1 and the Mini 5 Pro. The Lito X1 starts from £369, the Mini 5 Pro starts from £689. So this is around £320 cheaper. Now, I will come back onto price, but it means that this drone is pretty much half the price the Mini 5 Pro. And let's look at what's the same on these drones. So they both have obstacle avoidance sensors. So they've both got exactly the same obstacle avoidance technology on here. So when you're flying your drone, if it detects an object, it's going to bypass or brake around them. That's exactly the same. They both also have front-facing LiDAR sensors. So when you're flying in low light or nighttime environments, these obstacle avoidance sensors really struggle to see any objects. So therefore, the front-facing LiDAR will kick in, and this can then detect objects in front of it, ensuring that your drone is safe. So they both have fantastic safety features, both the same there. And they both have Active Track 360. So I use Active Track all the time. It's absolutely fantastic. So for tracking yourself, you could be running, you could be on a bike, a boat, a bike. So all you do on the controller, you drag a box around yourself, or you can actually just touch one button. It will identify yourself, and then you can then get the drone to track you on a clock face. So it could be in front of you, could be behind, offset, to the right, to the left. These both have the exact same tracking technology, and they both work great. You can also use spotlight mode as well. So therefore, you handle the drone flying and the drone will handle all the camera panning. So Active Track, both the same. Both the drones are under 250 grams, meaning that you can fly these in more countries with less restrictions, nice and palm size, super convenient. That's one of the main advantages of these mini drones because they're so portable. You just don't really think about, should I take this? You just take it anyway with you, and therefore you can get fantastic quality without having to take a big drone or loads of batteries with you. These are so convenient, and that's one of the massive advantages that people love about these small mini drones. Now, color profiles, you both get normal color profile and the D-Log M color profile. I use that all the time. Fantastic color profile that you have on both of these drones. They can also record in 10-bit video, so you're not missing out on the Lito X1. They both have the same there. The Mini 5 Pro, this can shoot in HLG though, so if you use that, then you can get that on this Mini 5 Pro. You can't get that on the X1. They can both shoot up to 4K 60 HDR. They both have slow motion, 4K 100 on the X1, 4K 120 on the Mini 5 Pro, and they both have the same battery life. So 36 minutes of flight time, which gets you generally about 25 to 30 minutes of real world use. And they both have features like quick shots, master shots, timed photos, panel photos. You're not missing out there either. So what about the camera? Because this is what's going to set it apart, or does it? The Mini 5 Pro has a 1-inch sensor, so the larger the sensor, the more dynamic range, the better the image quality, the better the low light performance. So it's great to see that the Mini 5 Pro has a 1-inch sensor. This has a smaller sensor, so this is a 1/1.3-inch sensor. 48 megapixel on here, 50 megapixel on the Mini 5 Pro. Now the Mini 5 Pro also has a 2x lossless zoom. So they both have a 24mm focal length, however you can get that 48mm focal length on the Mini 5 Pro. You can do a digital zoom on the X1, so you can both achieve the same zoom. Just one's going to be full digital and this one's going to be a almost lossless zoom. So on paper, the Mini 5 Pro camera-wise is better, but let's just do a blind comparison test. I'm going to show you some side-by-side shots here, and these are going to be in both normal and the D-Log-M color profile. I'm not going to list which is which drone. Now, I will say one thing, that the Mini 5 Pro, it did have an ND32 filter on. The only reason for that is that you can't get ND filters just yet at the time of the recording on the X1. And to keep it realistic on all my other Mini 5 Pro videos, I always have an ND filter on. I've mentioned this in quite a few videos in the past, how important they are. So I could have removed this for the sake of the comparison, but it won't be consistent with all the other videos I've done. So this has an ND32 on and this doesn't. Aside from that, this is going to be a blind test. Let's roll it and see if you can tell any difference. So could you see any noticeable difference there between the 1-inch sensor on the Mini 5 Pro against the 1/1.3-inch sensor on the Lito X1? I think the Lito X1 did fantastic, and it's pretty hard to tell any difference. So let's show you another comparison. I'm going to actually list both of these drones on the screen. It's going to be a normal color profile, D-Log-M color profile, and a bit of spotlight mode as well. And then just see what you think about this. It's a very noticeable difference. Can you go, yeah, I can definitely tell that's that Mini 5 Pro. I can see a huge difference there. I think the X1 just performs so good. I'm sure you'll agree that if I didn't actually write the names of both drones, it's pretty hard to tell any difference. The X1 did fantastic. Don't forget again, swinging back to price, this is almost half the price of the Mini 5 Pro. And whilst this has more features, which we'll come on to, if you're just looking at a drone for a small mini drone that has decent video quality, it's hard to knock the X1. This video is sponsored by Luminar Neo, a photo application I'm using all the time. What's great about this program is you don't have to have vast amounts of knowledge in photo editing because they use all these sliders on the right hand side. So first with the Enhance AI slider, if I was to increase this is going to automatically increase and change the highlights, the shadows, the exposure, the saturation and the vibrance all in one slider. Now if we go to under Twilight Enhancer, go to golden, we're going to bring this down to about 10. That just gives it more of that golden hour looks and is a little bit more saturation. So I'm really happy with that. Taken on the X1. And this shot here taken one of my favorite areas of California. So I'm going to go to the Accent NI slider and I'm going to increase that again. But what I can now do is go to Water Enhancer, but I can enhance that by increasing these values here on sliders. So I don't have to do any complex masking or use color curves. I can do all of this just by these sliders and it's just affecting that water. So this is fantastic for drone photos but also on ground level with your camera. So this shot here, cool location on Route 66 but really overcast, kind of like crappy sky. So I can go to Sky AI and change this sky now and look at the difference there. That's the before and that's the after. Gives you this really moody look. It's also great for portrait shots. So let's just use this one as an example. What I can do is I can go down to the bottom here and I can actually blur the background. So if you've not got like a really good lens, you could fake it with this. And if we zoom in, you can see that it is so accurate, and this is all done automatically. You can get this as a subscription or a one-time purchase. The value that you get out of this application is spot on. If you use a discount code DMPRO10, you also get an extra 10% off those plans. So I highly recommend you go and check this out. I'm going to link it at the top of the description. Let's get back to that video. Now, photos in horizontal, again, pretty hard to see any difference there whatsoever. But I will say that the Mini 5 Pro, this can take photos in vertical because it has the rotating gimbal. On the X1, it doesn't have a rotating gimbal. So in photos, you can't take true vertical photos. You have to then crop them yourself in the editor afterwards. For vertical video, the Mini 5 Pro has that true 4K 60 vertical video mode, whereas on the X1, what it's doing is it's cropping in to 2.7K. Now, I will say that if you are using your drones for creating Instagram content like Reels, you're making money with it, you might be doing TikTok videos, and you need vertical content, the Mini 5 Pro is the obvious choice for you because you want the utmost quality. But if you're not, and you're just creating content to store on your phone or show your friends and family, then the vertical modes on the X1 are more than enough. Now, the Mini 5 Pro, let's not forget, has the rotating gimbal. The X1 doesn't. But I will ask you a question. If you have that Mini 5 Pro, how often do you use that rotating gimbal? I bet you used it all the time when you first got it. And now, maybe you're like me, you just use it the odd time. I might use it maybe once every 10 times I fly this drone just to get a couple of different shots. Most of the time, I forget that feature's even there. Don't really care if we don't see this feature on future drones. It's pretty cool, but it's not like, oh, I really use that rotating gimbal all the time. Not really. Now, we've touched on the size and the convenience of both of these drones being under 250 grams, which means less restrictions. Most of the countries around the world, all you have to do is register these drones, register yourself as a pilot, and that is it. You don't really need to do any drone exams because they are under that magic number of 250 grams. They're also nice and quiet as well. But the Lito X1, I will show you just on the screen now, it is actually slightly quieter than the Mini 5 Pro. And both of these drones have the option for auto on and auto off. So when you open the propellers, actually the back right propeller, then they start to automatically boot on. So it just saves you a bit of time. And then to stop the drones, rather than pressing the power buttons, you can just fold the propellers back in and they will automatically turn off. Now, I've touched on that both of these drones have got fantastic safety features. Obstacle avoidance, you've got the front-facing LiDAR, but both of these drones have a feature that the DJI Air 3S doesn't, and this is dynamic home point, a great feature that I use all the time. So say your home point is changing, so the drone might be tracking you and you could be on a boat where your home point is not accessible because you don't want the drone, if it disconnects, to go back to maybe over the water or over the sea. You might be tracking yourself in a moving vehicle and your home point is changing all the time. So what you do is you just go into the controller and you can click Update Home Point and select Dynamic Home Point. And the drone is then going to automatically, every say 10 seconds, update to the controller's location. Fantastic feature. I've been after this for years and we have it on both of these drones. Now, in terms of transmission, this has 30-kilometer range. The X1 has 15-kilometer range, but don't let that fool you. You're not going to be flying your drone 15 or 30 kilometers away. Just know that both have the best-in-class transmission. The area that you're flying, you're not going to have any issues whatsoever with signal or breakup. These are the best you can possibly get. What it does bring, though, is that the Mini 5 Pro has OcuSync 4 Plus transmission. This has OcuSync 4. So the Mini 5 Pro can be flown with a fantastic DJI RC Pro 2 controller, whereas the X1, it can't. This is compatible with the DJI N3 controller. So with this, you get your phone and you connect it into the top of it, connect a wire, and then you're using your phone with that controller. Or you can use it with DJI RC2 controller. If you've never flown one of these drones before, the RC2 controller, I would say, is the best one to get. Really nice and lightweight. You've got external antennas. It has a built-in screen, so you don't need to connect your phone to this. And if you have more than one drone, you can use one controller to fly all of these drones. So you do have the advantage that on the Mini 5 Pro, you can fly it with the RC Pro 2, but this controller is more expensive than both of these drones. So if we go back to price again, these drones with the N3 controller, which is the most base level, this is £320 more expensive. But I always recommend paying that extra and getting the combo versions, because then you're going to get 2 extra batteries, a nice battery charging case, extra propellers, the bag. So compared to the X1, the Mini 5 Pro for the combo version with the RC2 controller, the better controller, this is now £270 more expensive than the X1. So sure, the Mini 5 Pro is still the best mini drone that you can get. In terms of features, spec, performance, nothing will beat this, but you are paying the price to get that. I hope I've shown you that the X1 offers fantastic value for money. If you're a beginner, this is such a great option. You can grow with this drone, get better with it, and the saving compared to that Mini 5 Pro is a significant amount. And does that quality difference actually justify it? If it was me, rather than spend that extra £270 or £320 to get the Mini 5 Pro, I'd rather put that money towards one of these better, bigger drones like the DJI Air 3S, and then get the base level X1 at £329. It offers you such great value for money. The camera quality, as I've shown you these examples here, it looks great, and it's really hard to see any massive difference compared to that Mini 5 Pro. It's hard to recommend and justify spending that much money on the Mini 5 Pro now, when the X1 is here with pretty much the exact same features, unless you're after the true vertical modes, the rotating gimbal. That's the main differences. Everything else is so similar. But let me know in the comments, and it's going to be really interesting to actually see what people think and be honest here, right? If I gave you the full amount of the Mini 5 Pro RC2 combo, you go and get this. Or you could get the Lito X1 RC2 combo and you get to pocket the £270. Which would you do? It's going to be really interesting. I think I would probably pocket the 270. If you want to go and check out both of these fantastic drones, I'm going to link at the top of the description. I do hope for some ND filters really soon, hopefully from like Freewell or Polar Pro on the Lito X1, so that'd be great. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, just hit that like button. It really does help out, and many videos coming really soon. See you in the next one.